This is my little turbo setup. So I've got a session today on the turbo. Just going to talk you through my setup, I suppose, and what I'm up to. As I said in the last vlog, generally I prefer to be out on the road, and that's kind of where I do most of my training. I like to be outside regardless of the weather. I guess there's two occasions when I really depend on the turbo, and that's one if it's when I want to do some really specific training and I want to make sure that I hold myself accountable to the efforts. It's obviously really good, it's a lab environment, and it means you're not affected by uphills, downhills, headwinds, tailwinds, all that kind of stuff. So quite like to use it for those kind of sessions. And then the other thing is really if my road is impassable. Where I live is on the side of a hill, and quite often it's worst affected in terms of snow and ice and stuff. So if it's really bad, then I'll come in here and do turbo substitute instead. So today I've got a fairly structured session, under over efforts. So yeah, just looking forward to that, see how it goes. My legs are still in sort of zone 2 base miles mode, so it's a bit of a shock to the system at the moment. This is kind of, I suppose, really first kind of solid week of proper efforts, so it's been a big shock to the system for sure, but looking forward to getting stuck in. Had a mini breakdown during the week, and but a good bit of solid advice from my coach just got me back on track. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get this one done today, and we'll feel all good for it. This is my shed and home gym. Despite all the bikes and wheels and whatnot in here, it's actually a pretty usable space. You can just slide this turbo across to the side, and a good bit of floor space in here for doing some body weight work and some stretches and whatnot, keeping nice and mobile and flexible. This is my turbo and my turbo bike, so it's a Cyclops Hammer direct drive smart trainer, and this is actually one of Moriarty Bikes prototypes that we first tested, which fun fact is the only frame that I've ever won a race on, which was the Aberdeen City Centre Crit, I think in 2017. I think it was the first year it came to Aberdeen, so that's a bit of fun fact right there. Today I've got a few sets, but I'm running out of shopping at home, so I've got a banana, a carrot, and a mule bar fruit pouch to keep me going, as well as another bottle of water. So we'll see how hopefully that's enough to get me through. This is my little TV setup here, so I'm about to hook my phone in to the TV with Zwift. I pretty much use Zwift for all my indoor miles. I use Zwift alongside my training plan that I get from my coach. I load it up onto the Zwift software, and it means, to be honest, it just gives me a bit of mental stimulation. I see a little man in the distance and I just chase him down while I'm doing my efforts, or try to anyway. And then if I'm in here because of bad weather doing long rides, it's just great just to, one, you get the interaction between the smart trainer and Zwift itself, but also it just gives you something to focus on, and definitely keeps me on the turbo longer than it would do otherwise. So yeah, pretty simple little setup, but it's good bit of space. It means there's no excuses. You've always got somewhere to come, get away from distractions. Before we built the wee shed, I used to have to do it in the kitchen, so it was always a bit of a nightmare. You'd be in there, balls deep in an interval, and Emma would put the oven on and start cooking dinner. You'd be like training for the Tour of Abu Dhabi. It's 40 degrees of heat and you're sweating everywhere. So good to have a little bit of space away from distraction just to get the work done. So here we go. Let's see how we get on. Hopefully I've got the legs to get through it, and maybe that carrot will see me through to the end. Bloody hell! I just came in. Left my Garmin inside, about to do my turbo session. Second I'm out the door, Emma's on with the macaroni. She's like, oh, you get out, do a bit of hard work, I'll get the bloody macaroni going. Cheeky bizzum. Unbelievable. Here's me trying to control my carb intake, living the low carb life. I've got a flipping carrot and a banana, that's all I got. That's like luxury for me. And this is there. Secretly whipping up a macaroni storm. Absolutely unbelievable. I think all athletes are a bit mad actually, but I think cyclists are particularly abnormal. We're bound by some pretty weird rituals, and I don't know, like, who else is in their shed other than cyclists watching a random man on the screen who's meant to be you? Kind of motivated with that. Yeah. That's a good point. I think it's It depends. Like when you're feeling great, you don't need motivating as such. I think, like, yeah, when you feel good and training's going well, it's easy because you look forward to each session. You want to get out, you're hitting the right numbers, you feel good. When you're not, like, I just been like ill with flu and stuff like 3 weeks after Christmas, and you feel shit everything that you do. So it's harder to, I wouldn't say motivate is hard because you're always, I treat it like a job. So it's like, training's there to be done. I get up, I get it done. But certainly you have to dig deeper to be able to try and get the same benefit from the training. I don't know, I think a lot of mind games. You have to play a lot of mind games with yourself to tell yourself, you know, this is what you have to do to achieve the goals of fit yourself. One thing I do is I've got a mirror. There's a little technique I got from David Goggins' book, and it's the accountability mirror. And in my bedroom I've got that, and it's little post-it notes, so different like learnings or sayings or whatever. I think that's helpful. Sometimes you feel like, oh, things are not going my way. And then you read something and think, ah, it's alright, that's okay. And reminds you that it's not always meant to feel good. So. Oh man. I'm beat now. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I'm worried with these higher intensity sessions that I've not really got it at the moment, but actually I was pretty happy I managed to get through that. I needed a bit of recovery between each set for sure, but I got there, so I'm happy with that. Might go see if I can sneak a bit of Emma's macaroni now. Jesus, macaroni, eh? Dear. I can't believe this. She didn't even save me any of the macaroni. Oh well, she does love me. She did me 2 boiled eggs. Can't complain.